I'm sorry, I ran out of space again. Let's put the glue back on here because I had to put my phone down and fix that. I had to delete some things. So let's put the glue back on, and just a little bead of it. And I do use my finger for this because there's a tactile. I need to kind of figure out where it all is. And then I'm just going to carefully line it up. And I'm not going to press down yet because I want to make sure it's in the right spot, just to double check myself. And it is. So I'm going to then press down and press back. And I hold it for, 30 seconds or so, and then I continue working. Boy, this really kind of cheeses me off that other video, my video conked out because this is not an incredibly long video. Okay, so let's try this again. I let go, and as long as nothing pulls away, I feel like I'm pretty good. And I'd already gone through and pre-tested, I have a little stack of them over here, pre-tested these to make sure that they were all the correct size. So here, let's glue. Put some glue here and here. Okay, get that on there. I don't know, I kind of feel like it makes it more even when I do it this way. Okay, when I put my finger on it, I'm going to lay it down, lay it in until it kind of feels like it's sticking a little. There we go. And then I'm going to double check because there's nothing worse than having to pull one of these out. Okay, needs to go below the line. There, I think that's good. Yeah. And then just press it down. Okay. And then I just continue doing this all the way to the end. I do have to tell you that I do start at one end and I complete it all the way to the top. I usually start on the bottom first because for these, it's because I've got so many drawers. These are going to get, these pieces up here, these pieces are going to be a little tighter and closer together. Whereas up here on this part, like if you made one that was just completely open and it's all shelves, you could do this pretty easily. I don't know that you'd even want to do a frontispiece like this. But it goes together pretty quickly. Now, once it gets to the point where everything is glued in and it's where you want it to go, and then you can glue the front piece on. I start with the top and bottom tabs, and I'll lay the piece down, the front piece down, make sure these are folded correctly. These can still be a little out. I add the glue to the tabs, and then attach it to the box. Okay, I'm gonna put these in here. Get some, and zoop, get that out of there. Sometimes it's just a little too much glue. I always want to make sure I get all the way to these little corner bits too, because I want that glue to get in there and hold on. So far I haven't had any of these practice pieces, get weird, but if you're just following along for the funsies and working on one of these just for the funsies, making just one, I want to make sure I've got everything in here that could possibly help you out. Okay, oh wait, I forgot something. I need to put glue here, 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 and here. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that. And again, not here because that's a shelf. I need a little bit here. But notice I'm not putting anything on the sides. The sides I kind of do their own kind of thing. And I go through like I did before. And believe me, there have been several times where I'm like, I'm just going to put glue on all these, and then I realize, oh crud, that's a shelf. But, you know, I usually tack something over the end of the shelf anyway. So let's get it into place. I usually start with the bottom first and then wiggle it into place. Get that out of the way. And then do the top. And we'll press from the other side. This can also help. Okay, that's not holding on there on the bottom. You little stinker. Okay, come here, you little stinker. You're just like not cooperating. You gotta cooperate for the fans here. You can open this up, press it down, and press it down from the inside, which of course you can't see right now because my finger is in the way. And make sure it's pressed in there. And this is being a little persnickety here. I may need to add some more glue on this corner piece. And remember, this is all just practice work. Of course, if you're doing this yourself and you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna make one of these and make just one. It's gonna sit on the corner of my doodad shelf and it's gonna hold more doodads. You know, that's your thing. You can do that. Now here, I have a little problem with this one quite wrapping all the way around. This is just a tick crooked, and I'm going to have to deal with it. You can see where it's a little crooked here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. See if I can give it a little pull. Yeah, it's not cooperating with me. But we'll leave it be, because it's not that big of a deal. So I've got the top and the bottom glued on. I'm going to flip it over. Oh wow, I really did get that on massively kind of crooked. Okay, we're gonna, let's see, I need, what do I need? What do I need? That's what I need. These what do you call them? Yeah. They're flat and they don't have a point on them, and I can gently pry things apart with them. And they're long, so I'm gonna see if I can. I just love doing this stuff and then like totally gacking it up in front of you. There's something quite humbling about that. See, I'm not wise and all-knowing. I'm just someone who geeks stuff up just as bad as the other anybody. Okay, move that over. Look on the bottom. Yeah, I just got it in the wrong place. The reason I chose these is because they are slim, they're rounded, and they won't go through anything, and they're kind of long. So I can kind of get in and be gentle with it while kind of continuing to actually tear, which is not fabulous. So let's try this a second time. There we go. Okay. Let's see if that oh yeah, look at that. Like butter. Like butter. Okay, that's better. I suppose it's good to see me kind of goof something up so you can see what it's like in real time, how you would fix it. So now we can do this side. So I'm going to lay this down, press this open, and I'm going to go along here because there's a bit of a gap, and I want that gap to be taken up by something, primarily glue. I do one side at a time, and I will use my fingers for this one because it's kind of a long piece. And my bad habit. And then running my finger along the side, I start easing it up and then continue kind of massaging it, I guess, into place. Because you can kind of see it's still a little wavy when you're pressing it down. You can kind of feel where the supports are, and I just go back and forth until it's completely, like when I run my finger across it, nothing bubbles up again. Okay, there's that side. Let's turn this over, or around I should say. Let's add another bit of glue in here, and I am a person who has been known to use glue as possible support material to fill in little cracks and things. Okay, get that off of there. I don't want that there. And again, just massage it into place. It knows where it wants to go. It wants to go to its home. It wants to go to its home, even though there are times when you're like, why won't you go to your home? Go to your home. Go to your home. And sometimes you just need to massage and keep petting it, telling it it's pretty until, and don't worry that no one's going to see this side, you know, so if it gets like little fingerprints and stuff on it, little bits of glue, don't worry about it. So now we can turn it around and you can see, ta-da, it is now a cabinet with shelves and soon to be made working doors and a drawer that's going to need to be built. On top of these, I also on top here, I will also add little, these are just made out of the paper. I will add these in. I will also come in with scraps and cut out a triangle and put it in there, because I don't like it when things look like there's a deep piece in there, like a little part that's being kind of cut out. So this is I should say cut out, like it's sinking. So this is a good time to use your scraps, because I never throw anything away. There's something I always love about digging back through my scraps, and it's like I get to use it. I've used it, and then I thought it was done, and now I'm gonna use it more. And this is just kind of a trial, and it needs to be just a little bit more on this side. It doesn't have to fit perfectly. I just don't want to have such a big divot. So you can see there's that little piece there, and then I just pop that down and let it dry. I do that to both sides just because I am that way. I'm just going to say this is my Wilminess showing. This is just my Wilminess. And I'll let this dry first before gluing this on. It gives it a much more kind of presentable kind of feel. You don't see the scraps or anything, or the little things poking out. So, okay. We'll pick up at the gluing of this top piece on, and some of these, some trim here, and we also need to do some sort of pulls and the drawers. It's not going to take that long. Don't worry about it. Thanks, patron. I'll see you in the next video.